Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first week of Owlet Season 3.9. I'm your play-by-play Razorblade04, and with me is my co-host Misfit. And Misfit, today we have a very exciting game between Barbecue Dad and Council of Anime Girls. And what are your thoughts on this match today?
Well, I'm really excited for this one. We talked about this a little bit on the Nest, but both Barbecue Dad and the Disappointments and Council of Anime Girls, with some great team names, I might add, have something to prove in the Outlet Season 3.9. Barbecue Dad currently projected to be at the bottom of the division, and they're not too pleased about that. So this is going to be an opportunity for them to win against a team that is kind of in a weird spot right now. Council has been projected both in the middle and the top of this division. So, both these teams want to solidify their place as a higher seed than what they've been projected as. And I'm excited to see how they approach this game here. We're going to start off here on Nepal, and I'm really excited to see what these teams pull out here.
Yeah, so am I, and it's going to be a very interesting match, especially we did see Coag in the preseason, so we have some idea of what they like to play. But we haven't seen much of BBQ Dads, and I'm very excited to see what they pull out here.
Yeah, I had the benefit of knowing a lot of the guys in this lobby right now. Of course, Coag has some of the members of my old team, with Blackman and Hawk being there, as well as Pip-Pat being the coach. So I have a good idea of what Coag's going to run. But Barbecue Dad, those are old rivals of my old team. That is the formerly known as Crusaders. They have some solid players with Clutch Caliber and Nick Newbie. Unfortunately, they do have a bit of a ringer situation, and one of their main tanks, Hyper Knight, is going to actually have to play flex DPS for them. So probably not the way they want to start this game off, but we're going to have to see how they can make it work. McNewby's an exceptional DPS player, and I think he can more than do enough in that category. But it's going to come down to how well the coordination is. Like if Hyper Knight feeds just a little bit too much, there's not much Barbecue Dad can do, especially in a meta like this where individual survivability is so important.
Yeah, and what do you think is going to be the key difference here for these teams, for Coag or BBQ, winning this match and coming out with the week 1 dub?
Well, I think Coag just has to play their strengths. I think they are the better team in this matchup. I think they are better in most roster spots. I don't really think there's any places where Barbecue Dad has a better player. But Coag, I said this on the Nest, they struggle with their coordination. They have a lot of issues with their comm structure, and sometimes they all kind of play as individuals. And while they're all very good individually, in Overwatch, you need to play as 6 members of a team in order to win. So if Barbecue Dad can do that better than Council of Anime Girls, then they definitely have a shot to win this game.
And Council of Anime Girls is going to be running out on the standard Wrecking Ball Sigma, but we are seeing a Reinhardt Diva from the side of Barbecue, so I'm interested to see how this plays out, especially with the Sombra there.
This is old meta. This is like before Sigma Ball meta. This is a really interesting choice here from Barbecue Dad. The Brawl comp is typically very bad against this Ball Tracer dive, but the dives have to be really good in order to beat the more forgiving dive or Brawl comp.
Yeah, and Barbecue's just going to go to point immediately. Council of Anime Girls on this round. Alcura going to try to roll through, get some chip. Sempra almost gets knocked off by the Diva, but is able to recall back on top, so he is going to be okay. BBQ Dad's just pulling up in that room. I think Alcura tried to go for a knockout there, but he just got stopped in his tracks. Poplops gets hacked. Sombra just trying to farm up EMP. Her fight is already 70% to a coalescence. If this fight goes on for any longer, he's going to have it, but Hyper Knight just takes care of Alcura. The Reaper shotgun damage doing so much. But they are going to... Council of Anime Girls going to get the remake onto high quality. The Dragon Strike comes in from Hawk. Sempra also throwing a Pulse Bomb, did not connect, and Fight has the coalescence, keeping his team up. But Hawk's going to get the pick off onto high quality on the Baby Diva. Hawk also gets to note with the Sonic Arrow. BBQ Dads is falling apart, and even though they did get the first cap, they are going to fall, and they did get 40%, but Council of Anime Girls is going to take the retake. Yeah,
they do have a very good ult economy now. Really all that Barbecue Dad was doing there was stalling the point, and they were able to do it for 40% because of a lack of aggression there from Council of Anime Girls, but, they couldn't really engage on Council of Anime Girls. They were in way too good of a position overlooking that point there, and while they could have won the fight a bit faster, it's now going to be really hard for them to retake, unless Blackman feeds, and he's going to fall early.
Gets hacked, and he just falls. Hyper Knight taking care of him and Sempra on the way. But high quality does get remake, but it's not going to matter as BBQ Dads comes in with the kills, comes in with the fight win, and they are going to take a quick retake on this point.
I don't think there was scouting there from Council of Anime Girls. I don't think they scouted that the Winston was there, and I don't think Blackman was ready for that to come through. And the dive there was good from Clutch Caliber, able to isolate him just enough for the hack to come off, and then they're able to just win off of that one pick. But now Old Economy heavily in favor of Council of Anime Girls. They need to watch out for the CMP though.
Valkyra just rolling through Council of Anime Girls, as we mentioned, have almost those 6 ults and that engage on the right side of the point. Massive Sempra gets 2. That's gonna be 3 down for BBQ Dads already. Chinote does get Alcura with the boot, but it doesn't look like it's gonna matter. Council of Anime Girls once again with another quick flip, and these are some very, very quick fights that are coming through for both teams.
Yeah, now the really important thing there is that Clown Dog 500 was able to keep that Transcendent. Actually, no, the EMP came out for McNewbie. I missed that. That's a really big mistake there for McNewbie. Not having this EMP for this next fight is going to be really hard because even with the ultimates that Barbecue Dad has, they are not going to be able to get through the Transcendence of Clown Dog.
The beat and the flux are going to come out, so just a perfect textbook counter there. The mines come out from Altura, doesn't catch anyone at the current moment. BBQ Dad's just trying to force their way through the point. The bomb is going to come out, but before it does, Hawk gets to note the bomb doesn't hit anyone. But 4 dice to the D-Mech, not something you see that often, but I guess it works. Pop Lots is going to pop the rally for the extra armor, and Fight responds with the Coalescence. Clown Dog now popping the Transcendence, just trying to keep his team alive. It is working. If this fight goes on for any longer, it's going to be final fight, but Clutch Caliber does die, and it looks like BBQ is just going to back off here and look to take this final fight.
Yeah, McNewbie is now off that Sombra, going to go to the higher damage and overall better character there in McCree, especially for this composition. They're going to have to be careful, though, now. Like, this Brawl comp does not get a lot of value against the Sigma Ball that Coag is running. They're going to have to form a perfect fight here if they want a chance to get this point back.
Yeah, and it is going to be final fight, and Alcura takes a very early pick onto McNewbie. That's going to hurt a lot. The Flux is going to come out. The Blossom comes out, doesn't get anything. Hyper Knight dies for it. Chinote does get Blackman, so that is a pick, but Alcura does get fight. The Pulse Bomb comes out, doesn't catch anyone, but High Quality is going to die to the mines. Council of Anime Girls just cleaning up, and they're going to take this first round of Nepal.
Yeah, I think they were a little caught off guard by Brawl being shown out. That's not a very good comp right now, and I think first fight they just weren't expecting it, and they gave point cap for free, and that's where most of the percentage came through for Barbecue Dad. Other than that, they got caught off guard by comp switch, but overall, Coag looked much better than Barbecue Dad on that map. Much more. I mean, they were running the better comp, which means they had more resources than Barbecue Dad, but even then, I think they were better at making plays. They were more decisive. Barbecue Dad had some very, very strange rotations. They're playing a Brawl comp, and yet they're trying to rotate in a way that puts them as far away from their opponents as possible, which is a really, really poor decision if they want to succeed here. Now, this is a very Brawl-centric map here in Nepal Village, and both these teams will be on this Brawl. So, this is a place where the Brawl-heavy style of Barbecue Dad could shine.
Yeah, but Coag does get the TP, so they are going to get the earlier rotation, though it doesn't look like it's going to matter too much as they have separate rotations. Semper's is on the sim as a difference from McNewbie on the McCree. Though Maywall comes out, though, doesn't catch anyone for Barbecue Dads, and they're just going to be on the outside looking and trying to get that contest, so Coag does not cap this first point. Then Mortality Field has to come up from Farmback to keep this team alive. The walk up again doesn't get much. Blackman gets pinned and taken out by Clutch Caliber, though, so an early man advantage for Barbecue Dads. They're just going to be taking that, pushing forward. Alcura tries to pin, doesn't get anything. Clutch Caliber coming up with 3 of these kills, and it looks like they are going to get the first cap with their Brawl comp.
Yeah, and something that's important to note here, Alcura is typically pretty much just a ball player. He does play some Zarya and some Sigma, but he's mostly a ball player. Not a very good Reinhardt, so this is actually a very, very weak look here from Council of Anime Girls, and they're going to have to rely on some very, very high impact plays from the rest of the roster here if they want to succeed against this Brawl-heavy style of Barbecue Dad.
Yeah, and what I do want to point out here is how fast Clutch Caliber charged to Shatter in that last fight. He is ahead of his Moira. So they are going to have this on this fight. Council of Anime Girls just trying to push up in the upper echelon. Fight has the Coalescence, and they are going to get Alcura. Did Clutch Caliber's Shatter gets blocked? I think by his own
Knight blocked it.
Didn't really catch that one there, but he does go down from Sempra's headshot, and that is going to force Barbecue Dads to retreat there, though Council of Anime Girls is going to have the Reinhardt now, so they are going to be able to take this 5v6 fight. Barbecue Dads
have ults too.
Again. McNewbie gets split off. doesn't get, just gets shot by Blattman, and it looks like it's falling apart here for BBQ Dad. Not a lot of sustain here, and they are going to crumble, and Council of Anime Girls is going to get this retake here on point. So no, just stalling for a bit longer, and they do build up to 70%, but it is going to be the retake.
Yeah, and this next fight is going to be very Q heavy. 6 ultimates available for Council of Anime Girls, 4 on the side of BBQ Dad. All pretty high impact. You know, Blizzards on both sides, Grav on one side, Flux on the other. This is gonna come down to who can get more value out of their ults and who can go first. That's a really important thing. Whoever uses their ults first is probably gonna have the advantage here.
Absolutely. BBQ Dad's just trying to push out that corner, can't really get anything. The spam is just too big. 4 of them do get walled up, but the grab comes out, isn't going to find any value. Ult flying left and right, the high noon, the flux, the shatter. It does get eaten, but it's not going to matter as McNewbie uses the flux from Flatman to get above the shield and find 4 kills, cleans up with another on Alkura, and that's going to be another take for BBQ Dads, and it's now final fight for Council of Anime Girls.
Rare mistake there from Blattman picking up that McCree, as he was well into that high noon. As you may know, the damage on high noon scales the longer it's up, so he can pierce shields easier. Lifting him up like that when he's that deep into high noon, very, very bad idea, and a very poor choice there from Blattman that could cost him the snap.
I will admit, he did eat the Blizzard, but he also did lose his team to fight, so don't know how to feel about that one. Hawk gets the early pick onto Hyper Knight, and Clutch Caliber also goes down. BBQ Dad's just trying to rotate around to point.
They got a punch!
Go down.
Oh no!
They got 10! They had the picks! They were up 4, but they can't touch the point, and BBQ Dad's is going to equalize it, and we're going to around 3.
I mean, you know, that is a much-needed map win there for BBQ Dad, and I do got to give them props for it. They played that well. But Shrine is not a map that's gonna play in their favor at all, and it does look like they know that they are switching to a little bit more of an unorthodox comp here with the Sim Bastion. But now Coag can go back to a lineup that's definitely going to suit them better. Like I said, Alkura, not very good at the Reinhardt. Brawl comp definitely does not suit Coag's current roster right now. If Reed was in, then it would be a different story. But this ball Sigma that we're seeing from them now is definitely what they want to be playing here. So now Coag back in their strong suit. This is their chance to take this back and go up 1-0 in the series.
Absolutely, but BBQ Dad is going to be running out on this Bastion, so it'll be interesting to see how Coag is going to react to this. It looks like they're running out just on the standard ball Sigma. With the Echo, the ball does get the slam, so they are going to get that scout onto the Bastion. BBQ Dad's just trying to set up here. McNeely finally gets into that turn form, but it's forced out really early, and Hyper Knight is just going to go down to the orbs of Flatman. High quality does get Alkura, though so much damage did come in from that Bastion, and BBQ Dads are going to win that fight off of that Bastion damage. Hyper Knight does go over to the Tracer, however.
Yeah, that was a little bit of that was a good play by Clutch Caliber. Sees the positioning is a little bit too aggressive there from that core of Blattman, Clown Dog, and Poplotz, and is pushing up and just able to take them down. Really, really nice play there from your Reinhardt. That's how you got to approach this with this brawl comp. You have to run down that core and get your big cleave in, get your fire strikes in, and that's how you can pick apart this comp.
And Semper does go down early to make Newbie's Bastion, so that's just going to be buying more time for BBQ Dads. However, the Council of Anime Girls just going to take this space, not going to give it up just for one pick. They're just going to wait for Semper to come back. They're going to re-engage on this. No picks coming in for either side. So it's just going to be a slow co-creation here now. Alkura is just kind of waiting behind. So
he wants to dive this Bastion with Hawk and Sempra.
He's going to go in. No kills coming out. The Baptiste copy here. I don't think that's what he wanted, but it's what he's going to get. Alkura comes out with the Mind's Fight, does throw down the Mortality Field and the Amplification Matrix. The Pulse Bomb comes out to fight. McNewbie also goes down. Kills coming in favor of Council of Anime Girls. It looks like they're going to clean up this fight, going to get this point good. And that's a one-fight
quality here, and they will be able to do it. But once again, we see this pattern here from Coag as they keep losing first fight and giving BBQ Dad, excuse me, I almost said Crusaders. They're giving BBQ Dad just a little bit too much percentage here, and now off that strange composition, they're able to get it to a point where they only really need to win 2 more fights here if they want to take this map and, you know, the whole map of Nepal. This would put them up 1-0 in a series if they're able to win a fight here. So now Coag, you know, no room for error.
No room for error here for Coag. They have to play this almost perfectly here. Hawk does get McNewbie, so that's a bit. So that's not a mistake, but Hyper Knight does get Clown Dog. Pop Plots is on the Mercy though, so a res is possible. However, Blackman just gonna get speed boosted and collapsed on, but they leave their backline alone and fight and Inequality go down. Butch Caliber gets the pin onto Alcura, shatters, it's absolutely nothing. Pop Plots gets the res onto Blackman. It's just an all-out brawl on point. Blackman is gonna pop the Flux, but Chinote is just gonna get the sound barrier off just in time. Clutch Caliber goes down, Chinote goes down, and Koag is gonna win that fight. Admittedly very messy, but they are going to hold this point.
I mean, I think that went really well for them. Like, Barbecue Dad used all of their ults there, and now they're having to do a comp switch here to get on a comp that they want to fit better. And Hawk is actually going to find a late pick there on the fight. That's really big. Just a lot of time. That's definitely going to put it to a position where Koag only really needs one more clean fight to win this. And now, the ult advantage in their favor. High Quality's just got this Flux he's got to make something happen with. But Clown Dog's got that trance. Hyper Knight needs to find a hack on the Clown Dog here if they want to have a chance in this fight.
Yeah, and a lot of switches coming in for BBQ Dad.
He got hacked!
He got hacked! He got hacked out of the Flux. That was their only ult. Hawk copies the Sigma. He's gonna have a Flux of his own, but it's not gonna matter. It looks like Barbecue Dad already with 3 kills. Hawk did invest the copy onto the Sigma, but it looks like it's not gonna matter, and it's gonna be final fight territory after this cap comes through from BBQ Dad. That is incredible. They get the ult cancel, but they still win the fight.
Well, no. So Clown Dog got hacked before he could use trance. So the Flux from Quality was actually good. My concern there was that Clown Dog would have the trance for the Flux, but because of Hyper Knight's hack there, he wasn't able to use it, and the Flux actually got value. And now Alcura gets caught out here. He's going to be off the map, and now it is final fight territory for Koag. It's do or die for them now.
Absolutely, that's a huge miss something, but I didn't see how he died there. But that's a huge death for Koag. They're gonna have to reset here, and that's also gonna give more time. They're gonna have to touch in an overtime scenario. Clown Dog just having to invest trance just for the touch. Mines coming out from Alcura, just zoning them up. Clown Dog dies to Chinote. Sempra does get McNewbie. Chinote also gets Blackman, however. Pulse Bomb out from Sempra, doesn't find anything. Fight is gonna go down. He almost had the Coalescence. Hoplets gets the res onto Clown Dog, so a member advantage here for Koag, and there it looks like the picks are going to be coming out from them. Doesn't look like there's any more resistance. Clock Caliber gonna pop the Primal, not gonna find any value. But EMP came out, wait, it didn't hit anything.
He did it from like his spawn. What was he doing? That must have been a fat finger.
Must have been a fat finger or something, and that's a huge mistake. McNewbie finds the pick onto Clown Dog, so there's hope for BBQ yet, but it's looking very dire here for them. The beat comes out from Chinote right as the Coalescence ends, so there is still life. Stemper goes down to the skill orb. Alcura with the slam doesn't find anything. McNewbie gets Clown Dog. It looks like kills are coming in favor for Barbecue Dad here. They might be able to turn this around. No ult for either team at the moment. It looks like kills are coming in favor for Barbecue Dad. Hawk does get Chinote, is still alive. The ball is still alive on the point. Alcura just stalling it out. Coach Caliber finally takes care of the Echo. He's not going to be getting any more kills. Barbecue Dad with the huge man advantage here. And it looks like they're going to be taking the first round of Nepal.
I mean, that was just a legendary stall there from Barbecue Dad. They had support ultimates, which allowed them to survive just a little bit longer throughout that stall. The beat and the Coalescence were both huge from fighting Chinote, and that allowed them to take back a fight that they reasonably should have lost. And here's this play here from McNewbie. Just a little bit of an error there from Blackman, and that's not what Koag wanted to do here. They were very confident going into this match. Now losing map 1, they're gonna have to readjust and reset here. And Barbecue Dad is well on their way to making us look stupid in those predictions right now. I believe all the people on the Nest predicted this game to be a 3-0 in favor of Koag. So already Barbecue Dad breaking expectations.
Absolutely, this is already a much different match than what we expected, and I'm excited to see where this goes. If Koag can come back from this first map loss, or if Barbecue Dad takes this and can beat Koag in what would be a very unpredicted upset here. What do you think went wrong for Koag there? They had a lot of messy fights, and why do you think they lost so many of those?
Comms dropped. It was so clear to me that comms drop. They just like they get into fights with good engages and then they can't finish them quickly. And what that means to me is that their initial engages are good and solid and they're called and everyone's on the same page. And then as soon as the initial engage is gone, everyone goes and does their own thing. And that's something they really have to fix here if they want to survive. You know, BBQ Dad is running these very, very high output healers with these Baptiste and these Moiras, which makes their mistakes a lot easier to cover because, if someone gets low out of position, they can just immediately get healed by orb or by saved by eye field. And so Coag needs to keep the coordination throughout these fights and not just at the beginning if they want to have a chance here. Now, I'm going to be real with you. Losing map 1 like that is definitely going to light a fire under Blackman and Hawk. Obviously, they have a grudge, a bone to pick with BBQ Dad after losing 3.5 grand finals to them. They want the run back, and I guarantee you they're in comms right now telling them everyone to focus up because I know they want this game.
Absolutely, and it's going to be very exciting to see how this fire turns into gameplay. We'll see if we can bring it the next map type being Escort with Rialto Route 66 and Watchpoint Gibraltar being our map choices. How do you think this is going to play out, and which map do you think is going to be in favor for Council of Anime Girls?
I would expect Rialto or Watchpoint Gibraltar. Both of those maps favor the typical ball sigma that they want to play here, and it looks like they will be picking Rialto here. And I like this. I think this is a map that Bench Boys was very, very good on. And I know Blackman loves this map. I know Hawk is extremely good on this map on all of his characters. Hanzo, Echo, primarily. Those are the characters you're going to see him play here. But, I've talked enough about old Bench Boys players. Let's talk about some of the Council of Anime Girls players. Poplots here, outstanding main support player. And this is a spot where we're going to see him shine the most. He's going to be on that Mercy, which obviously isn't a character we see in the kill feed a lot, but you're going to be able to see how well he's able to play with his team here, and how much he's able to spread around the heals and the damage boost with all these characters that are going to be playing different angles here. You're going to see a lot of Mercy assists in that kill feed when Coag really gets going here. And I also want to point out Alcura on that ball. He had a good map there on Nepal, and I think this is a map that's even better for him because he doesn't have to play Ryan here. He can actually play the ball the whole way through. So I'm excited to see what Coag pulls out here. As far as BBQ Dad goes, I don't think their brawl style is going to work as well here. I think it's going to be okay on like some fights, but like for their attack, if they lose on second point at all, they're going to be at an extreme disadvantage. Brawl is so hard to play on that second point because you have to push out of your spawn across that huge sight line. That's going to be so good for a ball sigma composition. So I want to see them with a different look here. I think we need to see them sway more towards a meta composition if they want to have success against Coag here. I don't think their brawl style is going to work at all.
Absolutely, and I think we are going to see a substitution here. Bob Guy coming in for Sempra on the side of Council of Anime Girls. And we did see them play this map a lot during the preseason, and they do really seem to favor it. For BBQ, what do you think is going to be their win condition here? Which player do you think is really going to have to pop off, make those plays for them to take this map?
I think if they go towards the meta style that I think they need to go towards, I think it's going to be kind of on the back of Nick Newby. Obviously, a very, very exceptional DPS player. He's going to have to find the value on his hit scan heroes. This is a map where we could see him pop out the snipers that he's well known for. Very, very solid Widow player, very solid Ashe player. Does have the Tracer and Sombra as well, but he's not as good at those characters. So, these long sight lines could be very, very good for him. He also has a very good Hanzo, I should add. I don't think they should go full on to the dive style. I don't think Hyper Knight is a good enough DPS to really be able to get the value out of something like a Tracer and Echo. We did see him on the Tracer a little bit on the last map, but I don't think they should sway that heavily into the full dive with Tracer Echo. I think they should opt for like a Tracer and a Sniper, so that way Hyper Knight can kind of like hang out in the back and finish off low health targets, but doesn't have to like really be exceptional with the dives in order to get the value. He can kind of support McNewbie rather than be the hard carry himself. But, we're going to see what happens here as we get started on Rialto.
Welcome to
we are going to be going into this map 2 here. BBQ Dad's up 1-0 on Council of Anime Girls. And it's going to be exciting to see if Council of Anime Girls can bring this back, or if BBQ Dad's starts to pull up the upset and forces Council of Anime Girls into a reverse sweep position.
Yeah, no, and I mentioned this before. BBQ Dad definitely wants this one. They're not pleased about being ranked so low, and they subtweeted the Nest the other day because they They believe they're being underestimated, and they've already made a statement here, taking a map off of Council of Anime Girls, but they've got to finish it out now. You know, they can't stop here. They can't stop with just one map, and I know they're not going to be pleased with just one, so they want to take the full thing, and they want the 3-0. They want to come out here with a bang, so they need to pull it together here. I don't think they're off to a very good start. I don't think this Brawl composition is going to get value against the comp we're seeing from Council of Anime Girls. The comp from Council of Anime Girls can kind of just play these off angles, poke, erase the resources of this Brawl composition, and then just find picks how they want. It's going to be really hard for this Brawl comp to engage on any one character of Council of Anime Girls comp, but we'll have to see how it plays out. We play the game for a reason.
Yes, the Torbjorn coming out from BBQ Dads, and we'll see how this goes. The Hog does come out from Blatman. Hog, a personal favorite character of mine. I'd love to see some huge hooks coming through, and it looks like Barbecue Dads is seeing that comp just immediately backing off to that second corner. They're going to be trying to hold it there. Not much really happening, just pokes coming in from both sides. The cart slowly moving over there to that corner. Blackman tries for another poke, doesn't really get anything. Now Courage is looking for these roll-throughs, just poking away. Same thing with Hawk on the high ground. The slam comes in from Alcura, doesn't find anything. Blackman goes for the hooks, can't get it. Forced to take a breather. Hypernate's turn does get taken down, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter too much. Bob Guy is on that off angle though with the mercy damage boost, so if he can find a pick here, that'd be huge. The dive comes in with Hawk and Alcura, but they're not going to be able to find anything. BBQ Dad's holding steadily here, even with all the damage coming in from all these angles. They're holding firm, not letting anything get past them. Blackman goes for the hook again, still hasn't found anything on that Hog. And Alcura goes down to the stun from McNewbie, and that's a first pick for Barbecue Dads here. Coag can't go in. Hyper Knight's turn just constantly getting farmed. A bit of an interesting play here, just letting his turn get farmed. But Blackman still can't find anything with these hooks.
Well, it's really hard for him to get through this shield of Clutch Caliber, and something I want to point out right now is Alcura and Bob Guy both have such little downtime. They're not really being very aggressive here. We are going to see a pick now from Alcura, and this could open it up.
However, the Coalescence is going to come out to the fight to keep their team alive, but it doesn't matter as Hyper Knight goes down. The High Noon comes out, huge High Noon from McNewbie, gets 2, equalizes it. It looks like Barbecue Dad is going to be holding here for the time being. Counts of Anime Girls had those picks, but got a bit too aggressive, and McNewbie was able to pick them off with that High Noon. Hawk is going to switch over to the Echo, however, and we have seen him pull off some incredible performances before. Blackman whole hogging. Why is he whole hogging?
Well, it gave the team a lot of space, actually. The combination here is actually going to buy them a lot of space.
But the Mines and Whole Hog invested just for that little bit of space. Will it pay off? We'll have to see. BBQ Dad's just holding this corner as they did before. Their Clutch Caliber tries to walk out onto cart, gets hit from 9 different angles, can't do anything about it, has to back right back off. The cart getting very close to that first point, and it was just waiting to see what happens. Blackman gets the hook onto Clutch Caliber. He's just gonna have to shield dance back. The Molten Core comes out from Hyper Knight, which you note does get killed by Alcura. The high quality. It's a solo grab onto Blackman, who then proceeds to get High Noon. Great day to be a tank player in today's meta, but it's not gonna matter. Kills are coming in 4 counts of Anime Girls. It's a messy fight, but it looks like they are going to clean it up. They are going to win the fight with Hawk on that Zarya duplicate. Bob Guy is going to get rezzed, and BBQ Dads is just going to reset here.
Alcura needs to be better with these dives right now. He's spending way too much time setting up and not enough time in the mix, causing disruption, and he's really like hurting his team here because Black can't just walk forward.
Yeah, he's
getting staggered out there.
Over aggression, the charge comes out from Clutch Caliber, and that's a lot of free ground going to be gained here for BBQ. They tried to rotate the card. Counts of Anime Girls isn't really there to meet him. The Sombra switch over from High Knight. Shatter comes out, catches 2, kills coming in for BBQ Dads. They're going to take this fight win. And BBQ Dads once again proving us all very wrong, showing an pretty good showing here on Rialto so far.
Yeah, I mean, like, right now, again, it comes down to Alcura and Bob Guy just aren't doing enough on their characters. Hanzo needs to be doing more damage than Bob Guy is doing. We need to be seeing Alcura more aggressive with these dives, more uptime. You need to be causing more disruption to a brawl composition than this.
Yeah, and BBQ has looking fairly coordinated a lot more. The Dragon Strike comes out, the beat comes out to counter it. No one's going to die. Alcura just coming in from the heavens with the pile driver with the 9 mines. Isn't going to find anything. Fight with the Coalescence, keeping his team up. High quality is going to go down from Alcura, however, and he is going to get Chanel with the mines. 2 kills coming in from Counts of Anime Girls. The hack is going to come out from onto Alcura, and Hyper Knight does get the kill onto Hawk. Clutch Caliber still on cart, not a lost fight, but more or less a lost fight for BBQ dads, and they are going to just keep. And Counts of Anime Girls is going to get this cart rolling. However, Poplets does go down to the skill orb from the Moira.
Yeah, and that actually is going to be a pretty late pick here, but they do have the Transcendence to keep them alive. Unfortunately, McNewby's High Noon can kill through that, which is a really big thing. Alcura's actually going to get hacked, and he's going to get killed there. He's getting more aware of Hyper Knight. This is not what you like to see from your ball.
He's gotten stunned up, charged, hacked. He's not having a good day on ball, but he just can't be giving up these picks. And it's going to be a reset for Counts of Anime Girls. They did get that cart progress, but their positioning is going to be back to where they did. Clown Dog does get the pick onto McNewby.
That's pretty big there. Now what they need to wait for is they need to get Alcura back here. If they can have a good engage, they should be fine.
It's already a 6v4 here with the 2 early picks from Hawk. And onto... it's just going to be a quick, easy fight win. Hawk with the duplicate, going to hit that shatter on that Reinhardt, and it's going to be a quick and easy fight win for Counts of Anime Girls. They're going to be walking into 3rd point with just over 2 minutes in the time bank.
Oh, and a big stagger there on to McNewby. That's going to give them even more progress. They need to push their advantage, though. They can't just sit and wait. There's a lot of ultimates available for BBQ Dad right now, including that EMP and grab, with our both fight winners, and the Transcendence is only going to be able to stop one of them. So if they're able to bait the Transcendence, this is an easy fight win here for BBQ Dad.
Absolutely. They're trying to advance onto cart, but Clutch Caliber shield is very low. They're going to rotate onto that Zen. Clown Dog just gets speed boosted onto kill. Hyper Knight does get caught out, however, by Alcura. A bit more awareness on that ball of the summer. The bomb comes out, doesn't find anything. The hammer comes out, the High Noon comes out. No kills coming in for BBQ Dad. However, they do find Hawk, and they do have the closer spawns, but Counts of Anime Girl with the man advantage for the current moment. McNewby trying to stall out on cart, not finding much. Poplats gets the res onto Hawk. It's a full 6-4 for Council of Anime Girls. Clutch Caliber on that Winston just to get that stall. EMP gonna come out, catches 3, but the Transcendence is there to keep them alive. In the meantime, Bob Guy finds 2 picks onto McNewby and Chanel. Hyper Knight gonna go down. It looks like Council of Anime Girls going to be marching this card into 3rd point for now, but it is going to be with under a minute on the time bank.
Excellent plays there from the supports. Poplets there with a huge res onto that high-impact player in Hawk, and then Clown Dog does an excellent job of avoiding both the EMP and the Graviton Surge, able to use his trans to counter both of them. A bit of a poor ult rotation there from BBQ Dad, but still an amazing play there from this Zenyatta of Council of Anime Girls. But now that's not a great push from Council of Anime Girls. Definitely not the dominance we saw from them in preseason on this map. So, they definitely not out of the woods here for BBQ Dad to take this back. All they need to do here is complete those 3 points, and there will be some overtime rounds here. That being said, this composition of that Sigma ball, those 2 off tanks, is a lot better on defense because it's easier to get set up, right? Setup is a really, really hard part of that Sigma ball composition. It's hard to get your ball in position. It's hard to get your Sigma onto a good angle for that Zenyatta and Mercy to really find their value. But when you're on defense, you get to choose where the fight happens. You get to choose where you set up. It makes it a lot easier for this comp to find success.
Absolutely, but Blackman is on that Diva here instead of the Sigma, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. BBQ on that Winston Diva that we saw here, and it looks like the Widow's going to be coming out from McNewby at least for this opening. Don't know if they'll stick with it or not.
Yeah, the key here for Council of Anime Girls is they need to make sure that not very many people get caught in the dives from Clutch and High Quality. They need to make sure there are people still available on off angles to pressure out McNewby so he can't just set up and shoot for free.
Yeah, but it looks like he is going to be swapping here after he does get scouted out with the Sonic Arrow from Bob Guy. Clutch Caliber trying to jump onto that high ground, shake the space, doesn't really get anything. Alcura slams cart, both main tanks don't really get anything here. It just looks like both teams are going to be playing this passive game. However, Alcura does look like he's going for a slam, but does get caught out for High Quality, so that is going to disrupt their rotation a little bit, but he's just going to go right back. Gets the slam onto Hyper Knight. Hyper Knight goes very low, but they are going to be able to keep him alive. Excuse me, I cannot talk today. High Quality falling very low, and he is gonna get demeched here by Bob Guy. So no mech here for Barbecue Dads, but they are going to just keep pushing into here. Fight gets sticky, but he's gonna live through it with that fade.
See you later. I might need
Very long fight here. Neither team really having an advantage other than the positional advantage that the defense has. But still not out of the woods here.
Jump solo doesn't get much, and he gets a lot of damage with the storm arrows, and he's just gonna get taken care of. And Barbecue Dads without their main tank just gonna be backing off for now.
Yeah, and that is a good fight win there for Council of Anime Girls. You know, they will have a lot of time whittled off now. It will be down to 2 minutes 30 seconds here for Barbecue Dad and the Disappointments to make something happen here. They do have McDoobie's High Nu, which he has been very, very good at finding picks with in this match so far. But Hyper Knight and Fight both very, very behind to what they should have for their ults right now.
Absolutely. Hyper Knight on that flank is trying to find something. He gets spotted out by Alcura. Really good scouting there, but the pick onto Poplat is going to come out from McNewbie. I think Alcura got stunned out of his pile driver there, if I'm not mistaken, and 2 picks coming out for Barbecue. That's the self-destruct coming out from the Echo, and it finds 3! It's a huge bomb from Flatman and Hawk also with the bomb. And with 2 bombs coming out, it's a bit hard to avoid both, and it looks like Counts of Anime Girl is going to be taking this fight, and it's looking pretty dire here for Barbecue Dads with only 1:45 on the clock.
Yeah, they do have a couple of ults there. They've got the Coalescence, and they will have this EMP finally, so they will be able to combo things like the EMP Coalescence and Speed Boost that we saw in the old Somber Reaper meta. Hybrid is going to get booped off the map, though. That is not what you like to see at all.
Alcura is the second time he has been able to find
He almost got clutched, too.
Backline. He is going to invest the minefield here on the edge, but it looks like it's just gonna swiftly just get walked away from and cleaned up by the Winston and the rest of Barbecue Dads. So not much value there. Hyper Knight is back here though, so it looks like Barbecue Dads are gonna try to engage with that EMP, though it doesn't look like they can get off that high ground. I don't know what High Quality is doing here.
Hello there.
Yeah. Oh, we got a pause like coming through.
And it looks like he may or may not have disconnected, and we are going to get the pause.
Yeah, I think we have auto pauses on for DCs, so I would assume that a player has a DC'd. If not, you know, the lobby host is Hyper Knight, so it would have been on him for pausing. We'll get to see here in a second if someone does leave the lobby, but, you know, I do want to point out Hyper Knight with this EMP, it's a very, very impactful ultimate, but only if you can get, like, good members in it. And right now, he is trying to 1v1 Hawk, who has Orb of Harmony and the damage boost from Poplots, which is not a target you're going to get a lot of value.
Not exactly a favorable matchup. But...
Yeah, he needs to be near Alcura and Blatman, who are both grouped up right now. And if you can EMP those tanks and take away their mobility and survivability cooldowns, it's a lot easier to take them out here. And you know, given both of them together, you can get a free EMP off. We are now hearing that it is believed that High Quality has DC'd, but he has not quite left the lobby yet. We're still trying to figure it out right now, so, you know, technical difficulties for the time being. We're going to throw it to a short break. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, you guys are off. Oh, we're going back in. Going live in 5,
I'll take
4,
it.
3.
Hello, everyone. I lied to you. We are going right back in. They actually figured it out right as we were getting out here. And as you can see here, Hawk definitely did not enjoy the pause. Getting 2 picks here, wrap this one up so we can go to a short break in the team fights here. You know, 45 seconds left for Barbecue Dad, and they're not in a very good spot right now. They have all of their ultimates, but right now they have just not been able to group up for a full team fight.
Yeah, they're just getting knocked around by Alcura, but Council of Anime Girls being really smart, not letting them group up and delaying a lot of time off that clock. Only 25 seconds left for Barbecue Dad to get that full push, and even with a good show on defense, if they can't push it to that 3rd point, they're not going to have a chance to continue this map. They're just, Council of Anime Girls holding really far back here. The Dragon Strike is going to come out, and the beat has to come out to respond. The EMP comes out, catches no one again! Clown Dog does hit the Transcendence, so they are going to trade the ults. The bomb comes in from High Quality. Hyper Knight gets pop lots. Hawk is on the Sombra, EMP of his own. He hits to fight, and Caliber, Clutch Caliber not able to primal because he was EMP'd. He's going to go down. Chino does get Bob Guy, though it doesn't look like it's going to matter that much. BBQ Dad's just getting cleaned up here, and it looks like Council of Anime Girls is going to full hold on Rialto.
Yeah, I think the Weaves, like I said, got a fire lit under them after they lost Nepal. Definitely they weren't pleased about that, and they're able to bring this one back and get the full hold here. This is kind of what I was talking about with these comp differences here, is that this composition can play much more split from Council of Anime Girls, right? They have a bunch of players that can be very survivable on their own, play a bunch of different angles, and this Brawl comp can't really deal with that very well, and we saw them just get staggered time and time again because there was someone on an angle that could see a player on BBQ Dad, and they were able to get the pick and just stall time and time again. Like, BBQ Dad only really got 2 clean fights there that entire round. Really, really excellent job there from Council of Anime Girls, and they're going to even up the series at a clean 1-1.
Absolutely, and one thing I do want to touch about here is Hyper Knight Sombra, whose EMPs have been a bit lackluster to say the least. What do you think about that, his performance so far?
I mean, again, he's a main tank player. He is ringing here, but to be honest, it is a little bit, especially that last one, is a huge mistake. I mean, you have the benefit of invisibility and translocator, which means that you can hide in stealth and scout where the enemy team is so you know where they are, and then you can use translocator to immediately get there. And obviously, that gives the Zen time to react, right? But that's just like worst case scenario. You should just be able to get on them with stealth alone. But Hyper Knight doesn't scout, doesn't find out where they are, and just guesses, and he guesses wrong, gets 0 players there. And that was an ult they really needed to get value out of.
Absolutely, and a lot of these EMPs are supposed to be game-changing, fight-winning ultimates, but the value not coming out here. Third map is going to be hybrid here with Eichenwald, Blizzard World, and Hollywood in the map pool. And what do you think we are going to see here coming out from BBQ Dads?
I definitely think they want to avoid Blizzard World at all costs. It's another map that really plays to the strengths of the double off tank composition. I think that Hollywood is a safe bet because it's a map you can run Brawl on. It's not the best Brawl map, but it's also not the best Sig Ball map. So, I definitely think that's probably what they're going to go with here. It will allow, that Winston Diva dive. It will allow the Rhine if they really want to push it. But yeah, the ball just doesn't have a lot of room to work with, so it's a little bit harder for him to find those big plays. He's still good on that map. I don't want to play that down. Like, Sig Ball is still the best comp there, or at least double off tank is. But yeah, we'll have to see what these teams pull out here. It looks like they are actually going to go to Blizzard World, which
For your advice.
I really don't agree with this pick. Like, Brawl can work here, but not after 0.1 max, right? Because there's not a lot of high ground for the defenders to use. It's not very inaccessible to the Brawl composition. But once we get into that second point with that high ground that overlooks those long sight lines, and even the fact that the high ground is only accessible from an angle that is a long sight line, it's really hard for the Brawl comp to get on a comp that can just run away from them and play long angles like that Sigma Ball composition that Coag has run so far. So I definitely think this is a poor choice here from BBQ Dad. But, it's their map pick. It's their home turf. This is obviously what they feel most comfortable with. So we'll have to see what they pull out here.
Absolutely. And BBQ Dad has pulled out lots of different things. So I am excited to see what they pull out here. Sempra is going to come in for Bob Guy here on this map point. Excuse me, I very much cannot speak tonight. On the third map. And it looks Coag is going to be on the attack first, so they are going to be setting that goal, whether it's going to be a full cap, full hold, or anything in between for BBQ to try and take back this map. It is 1-1 BBQ Dads and Council of Anime Girls, and Council of Anime Girls with a full hold on Rialto. So it's going to be interesting to see how BBQ Dad reacts to getting not just a loss, but a full hold on Rialto.
Yeah, I definitely this is not a team that I've seen that gets tilted very easily. They're pretty close-knit group of gamers, so they should be able to reset their mentals pretty easily. I do want to highlight the Semper for Bob Guy change. That means they're probably going to switch off of that Echo Hanzo we saw, and they're probably going to opt for the Tracer. While Hawk can play the Tracer pretty well, he does specialize with that Echo, and I think they're going to opt for the Semper Tracer and Hawk Echo more so than the Bob Guy Echo and the Hawk Tracer. So I would expect to see that. I would expect to go back to the classic Ball Tracer Echo Dive hybrid. To me, I don't know if they're going to run Blackman on the Diva or the Sigma. I would assume the Sigma just because it's a longer sightline map, so Diva's not as good as Sigma. But, given how he has chosen to pick his heroes so far on Rialto there. We saw him go Diva, even though I believe Sigma's just a little bit better on that map. So he could just come down to comfort and play that Diva one more time. We're going to have to see here in 5 seconds when we do get to see the counts from both these teams.
Council of Anime Girls is on attack, so they can switch up whatever they want. I don't think he's going to stick on that Ryan here, if I'm being completely honest. High quality is on that Hog, though, which is something we haven't seen. It looks like they are going to be going with the Orisa Hog, the halt into the hook combo, and with the double hit scan with McNuby and Hyper Knight on the Ashe and the McCree, respectively.
This is an interesting comp. I don't necessarily hate it, though. I think it's not the best comp, but I think it can find value given the right resources. What you're going to see from this composition is the Orisa and Hog are going to stack, provide a threat from one angle. You're going to see McNuby on high ground clicking heads from his angle, and you're going to see Hyper Knight trying to find picks where he can and stunning the engages from Alcura onto the Baptiste and the less mobile characters of this composition.
Absolutely, and as you said, Blackman going to be rolling out on this Sigma here, so we are going to be seeing a return to the standard Sigma Ball Tracer Hanzo, and it's going to be interesting to see how they react to the Hog Orisa, excuse me, as this is something we haven't seen before yet from Council of Anime Girls play into.
Yeah, it's a very strange comp, not one that we've seen be meta for a very, very long time here. And Alcura is definitely going to have his hands full trying to deal with it. It's a very, very difficult comp to deal with on ball. There's a lot of stuns.
Hawk does get the pick onto McNuby, and the conduct does go down, but the rest comes out from both teams. But Hawkeye gets killed by High Quality. High Quality gets Sempre. He's finding a lot of these picks here. Gets the hook onto Blackman, does the turn pull, almost gets him, but Blackman does have the grab, so he's going to stay alive. Council of Anime Girls, however, not going to be able to engage. He gets hooked again, and this time going to go down from McNuby. And High Quality already finding a lot more value with these hooks, but a lot less shields to work with.
Yeah, and you know, I think this just come down to there needs to be a more coordinated engage here from the side of Anime Girls. I think Sempra and Alcura need to talk a little bit more. If there's a pile drive, Sempra needs to be there with the follow-up, and he wasn't on that first engage. And once that fell apart, it became much, much harder for Anime Girls to win that fight.
Yeah, no, Sempra, yes, absolutely. And Sempra is on this high ground here on that right side. And it's going to be interesting to see how he engages with Alcura all the way in the back. Council of Anime Girls just engaging Alcura with the pile driver. The engage is going to come out from Sempra, and Hawk finds the note with the headshot, but Hyper Knight gets Sempra with the response. Blackman takes out Fight with the Rock. He also gets McNuby. That's 3 down for BBQ dads, and it looks like Council of Anime Girls going to be cleaning up this fight. They're going to take that first point after losing 1 fight.
Hawk there with a massive initial pick. One of the benefits of running Mercy is that res, and especially with this high damage output comp and high threat of that Hog, making it hard for people to peek. Picking that Mercy early is a really big thing because most picks would just get res, but providing the res there is a really, really big thing, and then getting Fight with the next pick just takes off the heels for this BBQ Dad composition, and the fight just goes south from there.
Absolutely, and Clutch Caliber shield is just getting melted by these Storm Arrows. Steps out and just got melted. The Flux gonna come out from very early. Chinode pops the Valkyrie, lots of ults. Both tank outs ults come out from Council of Anime Girls. They pop 5 ults in that fight, and they are going to win it. But, like I said, at the cost of 5 ults.
Yeah, I don't really know what the Pulse Bomb was doing there. I don't really know what the Valk was doing there. I kind of get using everything because there's the eye field and you just want to get it out. You have the ult economy for it, but using all 5 of those ultimates, not a very good idea, especially when now, you know, 5 ultimates available for BBQ Dad and the disappointments. They're going to have a pretty simple recontest here. If they can find value out of any of these ultimates, they're going to be able to get a lot. They're going to have a very, very good chance of winning this next fight. I would keep an eye out for Clutch Caliber's Supercharger. It is currently one of the best ults in the game, and if he's able to get a good one off, it's going to spell disaster for the Anime Girls.
Absolutely. However, Hyper Knight did get picked off early by Hawk, though he is going to be back here, but that did prevent BBQ Dad from getting a good re-engage. And Hyper Knight is going to get being harassed in the backline by Alcura, almost died. And Alcura doing a really good job at harassing them, but as I say that, he is going to go down from Hyper Knight. The Immortality field from Fight gets taken care of. The High Noon out from Hyper Knight does cancel it, but the Supercharger is out from Clutch Caliber, but it just looks like it's a disengage from Council of Anime Girls. However, the picks are coming in for Barbecue Dad, and it looks like they're going to be cleaning up this fight, holding Council of Anime Girls just short of point B.
Hawk with an uncharacteristic mistake there with that ult waste. He's typically very, very good about using his ult economy, and that's twice now in this game where he's kind of throwing away an ult. It happened earlier on Nepal when he was playing Echo as well. But, you know, ult economy is a little bit more even here. Blackman's going to hit him with another huge flux because of how grouped up they are. It's going to come down to, can they get rid of that I feel in time.
Sempra with the stick, but it doesn't matter. Hawk takes out Chinook anyways. Picks coming in from Council of Anime Girls. Another quick fight for them. And only with the Pulse Bomb and the Flux invested this time.
Right there with a massive air. He uses the eye field very, very poorly. Isn't able to save Chinote. And then once that eye field's gone, it's a free Flux there from Blackman. You know, we typically sleep on the Flux because there's so many abilities in the game that can counter it. But, you know, once those abilities are gone, that's still such an impactful ultimate. And they're able to just get a ton of picks off of it. Off of fights with take.
And a bit of a split spawn coming out here for BBQ Dads. Their tanks are going to come out, and most likely another stagger coming out. High quality does go down, but Alcura does get traded back, so it is possible for Barbecue Dads to recontest. Now, Bob comes out, is going to contest that card for a little bit, but not for very long as it gets taken care of. So a bit of a misplay from Barbecue Dads there with McNeely investing the Bob. And Clutch Caliber switches off the Orisa onto the Sigma here.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit easier for them to play. The less mobile Orisa is not very survivable against these dive comps in the current meta. So, you know, I think this is a better pick here. A lot of ultimates available here for Anime Girls. We're going to see these Mayans come out. We're going to see a Dragon Strike as well. We're going to see a Valk, and it's going to be really hard for Dead to have an answer.
McNuby shoots through the Ant Matrix, does take care of Semper, but High Quality does get taken down by Blackman. High Quality does get Rice, however, but Blackman answers right back with a pick onto McNuby. The Valk is out from Chinook, though, however, so a lot of sustain here for BBQ Dads. But Hoplots with the counter Valkyrie here, both Mercies trying to keep their team sustained. Valk going to be running out now for both teams. Council of Anime Girls getting a lot of damage here. Clutch Caliber, Hyper Knight both get taken down. High Quality trying to contest on cart, pops the whole hog. He is going to go very low, gets instantly taken care of, and it looks like Council of Anime Girls is just going to be storming this last point with 152 in the time bank.
This is another map we saw Coag just dominate on in preseason. This was a map that they finished with very, very good time banks on. And, you know, 152 is actually the lowest time bank they finished on. But that's still a really, really good time bank. And, you know, if this is anything like Rialto goes, you know, I don't think Barbecue Dad and Disappointments are in a very, very good spot going forward with this, especially if they stick with this comp. I don't think that Hog Orisa or Hog Sigma is going to work very well on their attack. It's just not very mobile, and it's very bad. It's very bad at dealing with the dives from the ball tracer, especially with how Alcura is playing right now. He's creating a lot of space for his team. He has way more uptime than he had on Nepal right now. It seems to have fixed that issue. I think losing a map has really focused up Coag. They came into this game very overconfident, and now they're playing more like Coag that I used to know when I coached them. They're much more focused. They're playing much more aggressively, playing much more to their skill level, I should say. They're not playing like idiots anymore. They're not playing with chickens with their heads cut off, which is nice to see. But now we play these matches for a reason. Just because Coag's looking better right now doesn't mean Barbecue Dad is out yet. They definitely want this game too, and they're going to come out swinging.
Absolutely, and if they do lose this map, it will be a 2-1 for Coag, and they're going to be back into a corner, and they definitely don't want that. Coag on the defense, once again, nothing new from them, just with the ball Sigma. Looks like a Winston Sigma coming out here from Barbecue Dads. I'm going to have to take a look at the match and see which tank combination they did not show. No, it is going to be the D.Va coming out with the standard dive tanks and with the McCree and the Hanzo.
Yeah, and I think this is again a pretty bad comp here from the side of Barbecue Dad. I don't think it's going to be able to deal with these dives very well. Especially the Kree and the Hanzo especially are very, very vulnerable targets for the wrath of Semper and Alcura.
Absolutely, and it looks like they're just going to be trying to rotate here onto point. High quality and Clutch Caliber with that dive onto the high ground, however they can't get anything out of it, and McNuby gets taken out by Alcura on what I assume was the counter dive. Clutch Caliber also goes down, and it looks like it's going to be another fight win for Council of Anime Girls.
Alcura already has his mines there, giving a lot of help after booping High Quality off the map there. And that was a textbook engagement there from Alcura and Sempra. They isolate the Hanzo, burn him down, and then Alcura is able to get some boops and more disruption onto that Brawl comp as it falls apart. And that was a really, really clean fight there from Council of Anime Girls.
Absolutely, and High Quality now on the Zarya to provide those bubbles for a bit more sustain here. They're just going to be doing the same rotation as last time, working their way over to that high ground, but Alcura is going to be there to meet them with the pile driver, gets 3, just avoids the stun. But BBQ Dads are going to get up on this high ground, are just going to be waiting here for their time to engage. Alcura just trying to poke them out.
Yeah, we're seeing a bit of a, they're trying to stage. They're trying to stage this brawl comp so that they can force the composition to rotate. This pick comp is very, very bad at rotating. They can't rotate as well, and that's what they're trying to exploit right now.
Absolutely. Mines come out to counter the amplification matrix. Really good play here. McNewbie is going to die to them. Hawk finds Hyper Knight with the headshot. Clutch Caliber trying to jump back to his team, gets taken out for Semper, gets fight, and High Body dies to the mines. It's just Chinote here, 4 counts.
Staggering him.
You're gonna get staggered out. That's not great for BBQ Dads, and they're down to under 2 minutes here.
Yeah, I want to elaborate a little bit on what I said about how this pickup can't rotate as well. It actually can rotate very, very well. I want to specify that I mean because they don't have a Lucio, they can't rotate as quickly as the Brawl Comp. So the Brawl Comp wants to do is they kind of want to out-rotate the pick comp, force them into one sideline, and then speed onto them with amp and mess them up when they don't have the advantage of multiple. That's what I meant to say before that last Metro account.
Absolutely, but more switches coming out from BBQ Dads. With the Flux is going to come out as well as the Dragon Strike, and Hawk finds Fight and Hyper Knight and McNewbie. That's 3 kills there for a Hawk, though the list of assists is large on McNewbie. Another 1 fight for Council of Anime Girls, and really decisive. And one thing I do want to talk about is BBQ Dads have used 1 ult.
They have just used... Actually, no, I think they used the Coalescence, right?
Oh, no, that fight just switched on. They were on the Baptiste. They used
that's right. Yeah, so they just used the sound barrier. They haven't been able to charge any of these ultimates, especially, McNewbie and Hyper Knight have been on these characters the whole time, and neither of them have an ult yet.
And absolutely, and High Quality and Clutch Caliber have both switched on to at least 2 different tank heroes here. So not exactly a great situation for them. And it is going to be close, if not the final fight here for BBQ Dads. They may get full held again. Here, McNewbie going down does not go great for them. They do already have 2 ticks here, however, so the cap may come in. Alcura just dropping the mines on point, backing them into that corner, and Cloudback is going to go down to High Quality. The Dragon Strike comes out, but Fight does die to the mines, trying to back out from that. High Quality gets killed by Hawk. Hyper Knight finds Semper with a high noon, but kills are coming in for Council of Anime Girls. 10 seconds left for BBQ Dads. They're gonna have to touch if they want that. If they want this fight. McNewbie finally comes up with the Dragon Strike here, but he's not going to find anything as he's shooting it from spawn. The contestant's going to come out from Clutch Caliber and Chinote, but they're going to be Flux and a lot taking care of. Clutch Caliber goes down. Chinote's still on that point, just trying to stall it out. Almost has that sound barrier. He can't drop it, however. Kills coming in for Council of Anime Girls. Hyper Knight on that trace, trying to contest the point. He does take care of Clown Dog, but more kills are coming in for Council of Anime Girls. Hawk does get taken down by McNewbie, but Hyper Knight gets taken down. That's no more stall for BBQ Dads, and they are going to be losing this map. Council of Anime Girls goes up 2-1 in the series.
I think Council of Anime Girls is kind of pissed right now, because, I mentioned this, after losing that control map, that lit a fire under them. They want to win this game really bad, especially Blatman, who has been playing very, very well ever since that first map, where he made a couple of very, very big mistakes. He's definitely much more focused now, getting the play of the game here with his signature Sigma pick. Now this is the 2nd map in a row BBQ Dad has been full held. And that's definitely going to affect the mental. 1 full hold is like, okay, it's 1-1, whatever, right? 2 full holds in a row, that sucks. That just feels awful as a player. And they're definitely going to have to reset here. They are going into their map pick once more. But again, I don't think 2CP is a map type that favors Brawl, especially with the map pool that we have. Obviously, it's going to be Volskaya, Anubis, and I'm drawing a blank on the last one. But the map is Volskaya Industry, so it doesn't matter either way. Sorry, what was that?
Hanamura?
Hanamura, that's the other one. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Razorblade's much smarter than me, ladies and gentlemen. But,
That's it. Here, so.
Like I said, much smarter than me. But, I think Volskaya favors the Brawl. Not at all, to be completely honest with you. I don't think any of these maps favor it because of the pseudo high grounds that all of them have. There's high grounds on all these maps that the Sigma Ball composition can play. Think about Hanamura, they have that right side high ground on that little platform that's hard for the Brawl to get onto. Volskaya, there's multiple areas overlooking the point that are hard for a Brawl comp to dislodge. And I really don't like this map pick. Once again, I feel like Barbecue Dad is shooting themselves in the foot with a horrible map pick that doesn't play to their strengths. Which, again, to be fair, this map type doesn't play to their strengths. But this map is so good for this composition. Like, the Brawl comp can't really do anything about they can, like, all they can do is they can push high ground, but they just get out-rotated, right? There's too many high grounds that are too far away from a Brawl comp to get onto. And what's going to happen is we're going to see, plays from a Hanzo or an Echo coming from the sky or from an off angle, able to pick off members of the Brawl comp because they have to walk in straight lines to get to a place fast, right? They're going to be having to waste their resources to get onto a composition. They're not going to have resources when they finally do. They're going to get picked off in rotation. It's just not going to go very well for them, especially with how Alcura is playing right now. Alcura is doing an insane job of always engaging on Barbecue Dad while they're in rotation. That is one of the biggest cornerstones of this Ball Tracer composition. You need to hit them while they're in open space, away from cover, where multiple members of your team can see them. And he has done an excellent job of that on this Brawl composition. And I've really been liking what I've seen from him. And honestly, if Kawhi keeps playing like this, I don't think Barbecue Dad is going to have a chance.
Absolutely, and I don't know if we've mentioned this, but we are going to Volskaya Industries for our fourth map pick here. Bob Guy is going to be coming in for Sempra here on this fourth map, so another DPS swap, but other than that, no other swaps coming in. Barbecue Dad now backed into a corner. They are going to lose this map this match, I should say, if they do not take Volskaya, so it is a bit of a high-pressure situation for them. It is week 1, but I don't think they would like to walk out of here with that loss, and 2 full holds nonetheless.
Yeah, I think you're right here. I think the Bob Guy switch, if you're going with Hawk and Bob Guy, to me that signals that they're going to go with something along the lines of an Echo Hanzo. I don't think we'd see the Echo Tracer, or else Hawk and Semper would still be in, because Semper is, I think, just a better Tracer than Bob Guy is an Echo. Like I mentioned, we do want to see, no point talking about it now. We will be seeing the Hanzo Echo here for the attackers for Coag. And I think this is definitely going to be the best composition they're going to play here. We're going to see Pop-Lots go back over to that Mercy that he's shown a lot of impact off of. I know it's hard to show main support impact on stream just because they're not in the kill feed, and we like to focus on the DPS and the tanks who get all the kills. But he has been absolutely exceptional here. He's doing a great job finding these reses, doing an excellent job keeping his team alive, keeping his team supported. These Valkyries have been absolutely huge from him. And it's hard for me to highlight that, but I want to give him the chance now. He's an exceptional player, and he deserves a lot of recognition here. I do want to touch quickly on this defense before we get started here. They're going all in on this cheese comp. They're going to be looking to over-rotate on these high grounds with this Sim teleport here. And it looks like what they're going to try to do here is do on high ground and overlooking point here. They're going to try to flip back and forth between this teleporter and really mess up the engages here from this pit comp.
So this is something that is going to get scouted out by Bob Guy's Sonic Arrow. So Council of Anime Girls is going to see this coming. Alcura could roll through and knock a lot of those members off that high ground, so it's going to be on them to engage. The engage comes in, and Alcura screws up his
dies.
It dies. It's no res, but Alcura does die, so it's still a 5v5 scenario. Barbecue Dad just going to be rotating inside that small room. Hyper Knight, however, is alone here. He is going to get pressured out here by Blatman He is in open ground. He's being kept alive, however, and he is going to live and just huddle up in that small room. The TP is going to get set up so the Bastion can move, and the comp is going to rotate. One of the advantages of that Symmetra. Alcara slams on top, and Fight is going to get hit by those stickies. However, it does look like Blatman gets DMX, but it's not going to matter as McDoobie, High Quality, Clutch Caliber all go down. Hyper Knight does get Bob Guy with the turrets, but Council of Anime Girls finding a really quick break on the defense. They're going to be breaking through. They're going to be going on to point B.
Yeah, that was a huge... I forget who got the pick there. But getting that... I think it was Clown Dog, actually. Getting that pick onto Chinote, again, is so big. With a composition like this that just has so much healing and so much damage, finding that Mercy is so big because she can res anyone that dies behind those shields because she has so much healing, so many resources just to be able to stay alive while that res is going on. And being able to get her early prevents reses from coming out and ensures that it's an actual 5v6 and that there will be no res. Once again, Koag doing an excellent job of finding the right picks at the right times, and now they're in a really, really good spot going into the second point here.
Absolutely. Hyper Knight, though, is on this jump rat, so BBQ Dad switching from one cheese pick to another Hawk onto that Diva. Maybe looking for a big bomb here. However, it looks like BBQ Dads are going to be protecting their themselves for now. Dragon Strike comes out from Bob Guy. Hawk with the self-destruct doesn't find anything, but the Hoplots gets the kill in the fight, and lots of kills coming in for Counts of Anime Girls. It looks like they're going to be steamrolling point B. However, Hawk does go down, but he is going to get instantly rizzed. Clutch Caliber just waiting for his time to shine to engage. The mines comes out. Clutch Caliber jumps right into the mines of Alcura. Chinote also jumps in. Bomb coming out from Flatman on the point. Fight saves himself with the mortality field, but it's not going to matter. He gets taken down. The field gets taken down. High quality runs into the mine. It's just full stall for BBQ, and House of Anime Girls absolutely steamroll through Volskaya Industries.
Yeah, I think the classic XQC rolled and smoked works really well here with that 420 time bank that Anime Girls received there. I mean, that was just dominance is what that was. I mean, that's kind of what I expected here when we saw these compositions come out. I just think that the pick comp is just so much better. They were able to play their angles really, really well. And it was hard for McNewbie, try as he might, to find picks on that Bastion just because every member of Coag is playing so well with that cover, not staying in open space long enough to get burned by that high damage of the Bastion. Then they just got over-rotated and picked off. And then on second point there, the disadvantage of running a Bastion composition is that once you have to switch, you give up any ult advantage, right? Because you can't reset up a Bastion comp. It's just not going to work very well. And they lose all their ult charge, and they just get dominated on second point. Very, very nice fight there from Council of Anime Girls, and they have put themselves in a very good spot to win this map.
Yeah, now BBQ Dads have their back against the wall. They have to complete this map, or they are going to be losing this series. The DPS looking like they are going to be running that increased Sombra from earlier, so nothing too surprising from either of these teams. And it looks like it is going to be another standard attack here and defense from both teams. This hasn't been working out for BBQ Dads, so they're going to have to make some major changes if they want to take this map. Looks like Hawk's just going to be scouting this out. He's going to be able to relay that information to his team. They're going to see Alcura is behind there. He's not going to get scouted out. He's going to be able to roll through whenever he's ready. Hyper Knight, however, tries to get the hack, isn't going to get it, can't even farm that much ult percentage off of him. And Alcura has distracted all of BBQ. They all had to turn around for him, but they are just going to be continuing with their rotation.
Yeah, Hyper Knight going with his team is a very, very bad idea here. He needs to be on these flanks scouting and getting information for his team. He's just going to be, a worse soldier if he stays with this team right now. Very, very poor choice here. He can set up a lot of engagements for his team if he wasn't with them right now.
Absolutely, and I think a poor soldier is a bit of an understatement here with Sombra's spread at range, but it looks like BBQ Dad's just holding up in this small room, waiting for their time to engage. It looks like they're just going to rotate over to the smaller room, but McNewbie just get picked off during the rotation, and it looks like it's going to be a lost fight here for BBQ Dads already.
Yeah, if Hyper Knight's in the right position there, and he's actually behind the grouped up pick composition of Coag, which is, again, not what that pick comp wants to do, then he's going to be able to scout that for his team, and they're going to be able to set up a dive with those dive tanks of high quality and clutch caliber. And if you can get a hack off there, they can actually maybe get a pick, break that fight open a little bit, get percentage on the point with those stoic characters in McNewbie just sitting down there, plunking up shots onto the high ground, but instead he goes with his team and does effectively nothing. And that's a really, really big mistake there from Hyper Knight. It looks like he's seeking to rectify that on this next fight.
Hyper Knight very far behind them.
High quality with a big eat.
Everybody eats them. Dragon Strike, a very difficult ultimate to eat. A very good play there from High Quality. Clutch Caliber falling 3 low below that 50% threshold. Misses the jump onto the high ground, so he's just going to be forced to chip away at Alcura. McNewbie goes down to Hawk's headshot, but Fight gets clowned out with the Coalescence. It's Blackman with the skill, or it's coming in for BBQ Guys. It's looking good for them. The high noon out from Hawk, and he finds 2 onto Hyper Knight Chinote, and he finds the pick onto the Baby Diva. BBQ Dad's still going to be trying to fight this out, but it looks very dire for them. And that's going to be another reset, even with that stellar play from some of those members. They are going to be getting sent right back to spawn.
Yeah, I talk a lot about how much of a high-impact player Hawk is there, and that is, there you see it, right? That is a lost fight for Coag. They've lost that fight. They are way down, and he just finds 5 picks out of his back pocket, and now the fight's back in favor of Coag. Do you really ask for much more out of your Echo player? I think not.
You cannot ask for more. Alcura does get spotted out here. McNewbie now on the Widow. feels like a bit of a desperation pick here with only 1 minute and 15 seconds left in this timeback. He's gonna get caught out!
Just got dove by a
exactly
Hanzo.
what he was doing there, but he's just gets dove on by half the members of Coag, and that's most likely gonna be another reset. Hyper Knight is just gonna be in that backline. Actually, almost gets spotted out there with the rock. He is going to uncloak and just kind of chill in the backline here for a moment, try to charge up the last bits of his EMP, but it is going to be final fight here for BBQ.
Yeah, you know, I think I gotta give McNuby a little bit of credit there. I don't think he was expecting to get dove on by a Hanzo of all characters. But then now he just gets picked up
again by Hawk.
Yeah, Hawk's doing an excellent job of not letting that Widow set up. He knows how dangerous McNuby is on that Widow, and he's making sure to take him out of the fight before he can find value on that character. Now it looks like Clutch is going to get staggered just a little bit here. And now I think Barbecue Dad is in a really bad spot here. They need to find something to happen, but all the ults available for Coag, and they have the high ground, they have the positional advantage, they have the Transcendence to survive any really high impact plays. Barbecue Dad is really in a bad spot here.
They're not looking good. They have to win this. The minefield gonna come out from Alcura to try and deny them the touch onto the high ground. Must have been a fat finger or something. EMP comes out, catches the Zen, gets taken down. The Zen gets reduced to 150 HP with the shields gone. The Flux comes out from Blackman Coalescence, however, to rectify that. But once again, saving his team. Clutch Caliber Primaling couldn't find any value. That ult's gone now, and it looks like kills are coming in favor of Council of Anime Girls. Hawk with a huge play to win. Alcura very low, but he's going to be getting defended by Flatman, and it looks like Hawk just saves that map for his team, and they are going to be taking the series and the map.
There's no way. That is one of the best bombs I've ever seen from a non-Diva player. He did the thing where you use the ground with your boosters to make it go slow, to mess up what the enemy is going to do to avoid it, and he's able to find 3 picks with it. We'll see it here. See how he gets it into the ground, and he's able to catch everyone who went underneath that bunker to avoid it. That was a really, really heads-up play from an Echo player. Not typically something you see someone being a very, very good Diva player and an Echo player. Typically we don't see that kind of flexibility, but Hawk is just one of those players who's just good at everything. And that is the second time that map that he's able to turn a fight around with just an Echo ultimate.
Yeah, Hawk turning these fights around for his team, and that's gonna be the match. BBQ gonna be losing 3-1 to Council of Anime Girls.
Yeah, and it looks like player of the match is gonna be Hawk. We are gonna get him in here for the post-game interview. Obviously a very, very high-impact player, did a lot of high-impact things, and we're going to get to talk to him about his endeavors here. And yes, now we will be joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Hawk from Council of Anime Girls.
Hello.
How you doing?
And once
Doing,
again,
pretty good.
congratulations on your win today.
Thank you.
So my first question for you is, it's one that I obviously have to ask here. I know you're not one for trash talk or grudges. You're a very, very, very PMA player. But I do have to ask, Barbecue Dad is formerly Crusaders, who, Bench Boys did lose to in Season 3.5 Grand Finals. Did you have any animosity towards them going into this match?
I mean, it does feel good to win. It was just unfortunate circumstances in the finals. So, no real animosity towards them. They're all cool guys, as far as I know.
I agree.
Absolutely, and you had a lot of game-changing plays there. Is that Diva Bomb at the end, and what was your thought process going into those fights? Did you expect to be able to turn those fights with those Echo ults, or was it something that just came to you?
Echo ults just kind of happen. You can't really plan them, because one minute you think something's going to happen, and then all of a sudden you just can't get your ult whenever you copy. But it just worked out. I just kind of threw the bomb randomly at the end. And
No, that was random.
Yeah.
I gave you so much props for that. I thought it was so intentional.
I just threw it at the point.
It's
Well,
for the best.
Conscious skill, natural skill coming in.
Yeah, he's just a natural talent, 1 in 1,000. My last question for you is going to be, Coag, I put them in a very, very, wishy-washy spot in my power rankings, kind of in a mid-tier. I'm not really sure which tier they're going to end up in. Where do you think Coag belongs in the power rankings right now? How do you think they stack up against the other teams in this division?
I do think you have us placed correctly. We do have a lot of things to work on, but like you said, we are mechanically good. Just team synergy needs to be worked on. But I think we'll give some teams a good game and be able to compete at the top level of this tournament.
All right.
Absolutely. And with those plays coming in, that was Hawk, our player of the match. Do you have any parting words for any of the teams you play for BBQ here before we go?
GG's.
Okay, then.
All right. Well, that just about sums it up there. That was Hawk from Council of Anime Girls. Of course, Council of Anime Girls taking the clean 3-1 over Barbecue Dad. And, you know, I do have to give Barbecue Dad some props there. I definitely expected this match to be much more of a stomp. And while the last 3 maps were, they definitely gave them a run for their money, even with a ringer in for that map 1. You know, this isn't Barbecue Dad at their full power. I want to make that clear right now. Hyper Knight's not a DPS player. I don't think we can give him too much crap for how he played tonight. He's not used to that role. They haven't scrimmed with him there. They are currently looking for a flex DPS player, so if you are one, feel free to DM them. But, you know, I think we can't take this with a super... You know, I think we got to take this match with a grain of salt for Barbecue Dad. This obviously isn't how they're going to perform when they finally get that roster solidified. I do think they need to get that. That needs to be priority number 1. They need to find that flex DPS player because I don't think Hyper Knight is going to stack up against the DPS in this league. I think they had good moments, you know, other than the comps they were running not being that great. I think they played those comps pretty well. So I definitely think they do have a place in this league if they can figure a few things out, but you know, it's going to come down to how fast they can do that. And over on Coag's side, obviously they played very, very well tonight. It looked like they came into this game very overconfident. They didn't play Nepal very, very well. Made a lot of mistakes there, and Barbecue Dad did an excellent job of pouncing on that and finding the map win there. But once Coag focused up and really got it together, they looked like a very, very dominant team. So I'm really excited to see what both these teams do as we move forward in this league. But that's going to do it for our game tonight. Do you have anything else to add, Razorblade?
No, an exciting game. However, the 3 full holds still going to be lingering in my mind a bit. And there will be another match at 10 tonight, so be sure to tune into that match. But other than that, that's going to be it for us. I'm Razorblade, and my partner Misfit.